Of course, everybody has heard the tragic news about the passing of Kobe Bryant and his daughter, Gigi. She was 13 years old, and 7 other souls. Now, the LAPD has not released the official names of the victims, but they are going around, but we will keep them in our thoughts and prayers as well. I thought today would be a day for us to celebrate Kobe, because we all know what happened. But just a reminder of his accomplishments and why so many people were affected by it. Even if you weren't into basketball, you know Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
He was a 5-time NBA champion, a 4-time All-Star MVP winner. He was an All-Star team 18 times. He was a gold medalist for the Olympics. And just recently, he was an Oscar winner.
Yes.
But more importantly, he was a father and a husband and a son. We want to give our condolences to his family, to Vanessa, to his daughters, to his mother, Pam Bryant, and his father, Joe Bryant, and his 2 sisters. You are just in our thoughts and prayers right now this day. May God hold you and guide you. Ladies, how are we feeling about this?
I think when things like this happen, it really puts into perspective so many things that we should be grateful for our lives every single day. I think so many people on Instagram, that one quote was going around a lot that said how we take for granted just leaving our home safely every day. And I think that really puts into perspective what matters in life. And for me, him even being with his daughter was like, family matters. Like that, for me, that's what matters. And you have to decide for you what is the most important thing for you. If you didn't know that tomorrow was promised, how would you spend today?
Yes.
So I think so many of us have really been just pondering on that. It feels still somber.
Yeah.
I know that, we do a show like this and it's like, yeah, girl chat, but you can't help but feel the weight for this woman, for his children, for their family, for his daughters. I actually got the opportunity to meet Kobe Bryant and his wife and his daughters because they were Cheetah Girl fans. And when we did Anaheim, they came and they did a meet and greet with us. And I later got to meet them again with Miley. And just Vanessa was the sweetest woman. I remember seeing her outside of a J&B concert at the Staples Center. And she just stood with me and talked with me. So if I'm feeling this sadness, I can't begin to imagine what she's going through. Yeah. So I can't even fathom what their pain feels like. So sadly, it says a lot of people's like, okay, thoughts and prayers, but like for real, man, like for real, just take a moment and pray for them today. Yes. Like I know we say it and we Instagram it, but really take a moment to pray for them and that hopefully that God can give them the strength to get through this.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant is literally Los Angeles. And what's crazy is, I don't know if you guys saw it, but in the day, it started, our weather yesterday was just really heavy. And obviously when you get the news, you felt it throughout the day. I remember, going out for Sunday and just everywhere, you felt the morning. You felt the city, the world. We lost a great. And I remember there's this quote that a reporter asked him, do you wish that you had any sons? Because we know he has 4 beautiful daughters. And he said, no, I have daughters that can carry on my legacy. And it just, I couldn't help but just think about what you can do as a parent in that moment. Like, what can you possibly do? You feel incapable of helping in this situation of tragedy, and then obviously leaving that behind. So I'm in really deep remorse, and it makes me really just reflect about my family and my loved ones and how rushed I always am, and how fleeting everything feels. And if anything, I'm just holding on to God to just remind myself every day to just be as present as possible and to know that life is way too short, no matter what.
Yeah, and so
And to make sure that you tell your loved ones that you love them. Yes. When these things happen, there are family members that maybe have grudges, they hold bitterness in their heart. And when these things happen, it changes your perspective. Yeah. And like you were saying, Adrienne, let's not take for granted, the car drive home or the flight home from seeing your family. And my heart,
I know.
I met Kobe when we were both the same age, 19.
He
did
Sister.
Sister.
Yeah.
And I remember just looking at him. He was so tall, and he had just started playing for the Lakers, and I didn't know what to expect. Because you think, this athlete, he came just out of high school, now he's this big shot. But I'll never forget his humility. I'll never forget his kindness. And even then, his work ethic. He was on Sister. He was so nervous, and he had like 1 or 2 lines, but I remember I was like, dang, he's so focused. And my heart just goes out to all the families who have lost, their loved ones in this. But
the Antebelli family lost a mother and a father.
Yeah.
And as a parent, when your children fly, I'm sure she has that, anxiety or that like gut-wrenching feeling when your loved one is flying.
Yeah.
And you think about that. And then you have to get that call. She lost 2 people. She has to grieve her husband and her daughter. That it just breaks my heart, and it shows me life is fragile.
Yes.
Life is short, and I know we say that, but we have to really work hard to stay in the present moment. This is all we got. This moment right here and now that is promised. We don't know what's going to happen to us when we leave.
Yeah. The only day promised is yesterday.
Yes, exactly. So tell your loved ones you love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hold tight.
Yeah, that was. I think like that sentiment is what really rung true to me. Like, and I said this on Twitter, but like stop and like tell the people you love that you love them, apologize for the wrongs that you've done, and consider the merit of your legacy, because I think also, to your point, Jeannie, like we're just always like moving, and we also are in this time where we care more about like how we're being seen versus how we be remembered.
Oh, yeah.
And as you're looking at this person's life, and as the other people who were lost in the crash, like how their families will look at their lives, you want to feel like you were here in your best way, And I think for Kobe, getting to see like all these pictures of him and his daughter, and the relationship that he had as a father with her, I think that, to me, that really, really hit me, strong. And, we grew up with Kobe. Like, we remember when Kobe went to prom with Brandy.
Yeah.
Like, that was a thing. And so I think especially for those in our generation, it's been very just like jarring to see that this isn't someone that, died from illness or, it was like such just
It was a shock.
Sudden. So,
well, there were a lot of tributes. The NBA did hold their games yesterday, but it was unique how they held their tributes because many of the games started with 24-second violation because his number was 24 and 8, and then the other team would hold an 8-second backcourt violation. So I thought that was really cool. And then they had a moment of silence for Kobe. Also, the Dallas Mavericks owner, Mark Cuban, is retiring the number 24 in honor of Kobe. Yes. There are going to be so many tributes. Yeah. There are going to be so many...
I've even heard talks about them possibly wanting to rename Staples Center after Kobe Bryant. I think that would be incredible.
I spoke to Shaq. I reached out to Shaquille O'Neal. As you know, they won championships together. They've had tension together. But Shaq was heartbroken, you guys. I have never... Heartbroken. So, we'll get through this. And, the girls are saying, love your people. Everybody turn to somebody right now and say, I love you. Because that's what's important. We never know. Tomorrow is not promised, and I think that was the wake-up call with this. I think when I woke up in the morning and I woke up and I saw how cloudy, I said, wow, it's an ugly day.
Yeah. Blooming peace.
Oh, my goodness. It was like, and I could feel that heaviness. So I think this is a wake-up call for all of us. Things that's going on in our country, that don't matter.
Yeah.
That don't matter. At the end of the day, our life matters and loving each other matters. And
be good to each other.
This is what it is. So
be good to each other.
Be good.
Absolutely.
And so speaking of being good to each other, a bunch of people came together at the Staples Center last night for the Grammys.
Yeah.
And Alicia Keys hosted and opened the show with a tribute to Kobe with Boyz II Men singing It's So Hard to Say Goodbye. Lizzo then performed at the top of the show, and she dedicated, the night to Kobe and ended the night with 3 Grammys. So congratulations to Lizzo.
Right.
18-year-old Billie Eilish was the biggest winner of the night, and she swept the 4 major categories. So big ups to that. Look at them carrying all them Grammys. And at Clive Davis's party on Saturday night, Sean P. Diddy Combs, I still call him Puff, received the 2020 Grammy Salute to the Industry Icon Award. And he had this to say about how he feels the Grammys has treated black music. Take a look.
Truth be told, hip-hop has never been respected by the Grammys. Black music has never been respected by the Grammys to the point that it should be. And for years, we've allowed institutions that have never had our best interests at heart to judge us. And that stops right now.
So switching gears, what do you ladies think about what Puffy is saying?
First of all, it was a long ceremony yesterday. I was sleeping and waking up. I said, is it
And
still
it's still
on?
going.
The award show. It was still going on.
It was 4 hours. Was it 4 hours?
Yeah, it was 4 hours.
Wow.
And I thought they would do more, give away more awards, but they just, I guess, decided to do more performances and then give away the thing. But what Puffy is saying, I'm trying to, you know what, all I got to say is this is the reason why we celebrate the Image Awards, the BET Awards, the Trumpet Awards, the Stella Awards. And it's important, if you're going to complain about the Grammys, support our awards. Go to those award shows because we represent people of color, not just black people, but all people of color. When it comes to that.
And the NAACP, I just want to put it out there. I found out NAACP this year is being aired on BET.
Yes.
For the first year, right?
There were
so
some
make
years
sure you
where
watch
it wasn't aired.
There were some years it was streaming. I know when I started going, I think it was on Fox. So I agree with you, Lonnie. Let's honor those award shows
as well.
They matter.
But talking about the thing itself, what he's talking about, that's something internal that they're part of the Recording Academy. So I don't understand why this is still taking place.
Yes, and there's actually history. If you look at the timeline of Grammys that have been won, in contrast to like nominations. I mean, Jay-Z has been snubbed in 2018. Beyonce was snubbed twice. Adele even won a Grammy against Beyonce and said Beyonce should win. I remember when Will Smith won for Parents Just Don't Understand, and he won the Grammy, but it wasn't televised. And they protested against that. So it's hard to not see that race is actually a connection. So if he's speaking up for it, and then with his ultimatum too of giving the Grammys a year, let's see what happens. But at the same time, we always know that sometimes something will be done for just the temporary moment.
This like quota.
And then it falls back to the norm. So that is sad. And what's crazy is every event I go to, whether it's a school rally, it could be any event, hip hop is the main music used to unite people, to make everybody amped up, to feel empowered. And so to see that this is the issue we're still having today, you can't help but notice that.